Peace be with you, everyone. Welcome to my channel. My name is Trevor. Really grateful to have you here. And today's video is a tag video, and I'm following up on the tag from my guy Gerald over at Swain Swaggy Scents. I'm going to tag his channel in the description down below. And so the topic of today's video is going to be 5 signature scents that I've personally worn throughout my fragrance journey. So as a reviewer or somebody on YouTube that's got a pretty sizable collection, it's difficult to kind of allocate time to a signature scent because we're constantly testing things out. So the topic is kind of recollecting back on our early days when we didn't have as many options and we were sticking to one fragrance more so than the rest of them, and kind of recapping our journey in which 5 fragrances we leaned into as signature scents. Since it is a tag video, I'm going to leave it as an open tag, but I'd like to see Nate at Paragon Fragrances follow up on this one, Ryan at Grown Man Style, Tyler at Simply Fragrances. Anybody else that's interested in following up on this one as well, go ahead and do that. I'm going to link all the other guys in the description down below as well. So without further ado, I'm going to get into my first signature fragrance, and this is a very special fragrance. I don't think anyone else on YouTube is talking about this one. This is where my fragrance journey began. I was doing a month-long intensive at Zaytuna College in California, and they had these attar oils in their gift shop, and this is where I really wore my first fragrance since Axe in high school. And so like I said, it's an attar oil, and the name of this is Granada Amber. I don't know if you can see on the cap here, it says, there we go, try to see if it can focus, Granada Amber right there on the cap. So this is basically amber, amberwood, vanilla, and labdanum, I believe, are the notes listed for this one. And just to get a kind of description of how it smells, if you can relate it at all to anything in the current fragrance world, is it smells a lot like this, the Siren from Zaharoff, the special the first collaboration that Zaharoff did with the Curly Scents fragrance channel. So yeah, this is, unfortunately, I do have like an allergic reaction to some compound in here, so my skin breaks out in a little bit of a rash from this one. It really is only me. I've had other people that were at Zaytuna with me wear this, and it didn't affect them in that way. But massive compliment getter, and Tarif Attar is the name of the brand. I'll link them in the description down below as well. These oils are really a great bang for your buck. They used to be about half the price they are now, but they're still, you know, you can get this 6 milliliter size bottle for like under 40 bucks. And since they're an oil, they go a long way. You just need to dab like a single drop on each of your wrists and then kind of put them back behind your ears and neck, and it's going to be some really loud projection. In fact, they have a Red Musk is the name of one of their fragrances, and if I were to ever go to like a fragrance convention like the one that Max 40 has in New York, it's probably going to be the fragrance that I wear, because I know no one else is going to be smelling like me. And it's very potent and polarizing fragrance, their Red Musk. Other than Granada Amber, I would also recommend Honey Oud and Vanilla Sands from them. They're some of the best ones that I've tried from their selection. But yeah, this was my very first signature scent. I went through like 6 ml bottles of this over the course of about 2 years or so before I really started getting it, or maybe about a year and a half before I kind of started getting into spray colognes. And then, so we're moving on into the progression of my journey here. My next signature scent that I really kind of gravitated towards was this one right here, Bluish Chanel. So Bluish Chanel is kind of, when I first smelled this, it was almost as if I was remembering how it smelled. I don't know if I'd smelled this on somebody else before, but it just really typifies how I would imagine a men's cologne should smell, or what a man should smell like. Even though it is generic by Fraghead standards, I think this is just an incredible offering. Citrus, woody, mild shower gel kind of vibe, but not in a synthetic way. Hyper natural. Obviously, it's a Chanel product, so you know you're getting a quality offering here. Awesome grapefruit, cedar, ginger, just awesome stuff right here. It is, obviously, I've worn it quite a bit. I wore it quite a bit on my honeymoon in Arizona. something that I'm really excited to try out, the Eau de Parfum and the Parfum for. I haven't got those in my collection yet, but this was something that I would wear day in and day out, despite having, you know, about 20 bottles at the time. Beautiful stuff, and one of my signature scents in the past. And then next up, I believe, I don't know if this is exactly chronological order, but I know that this was one that I was wearing as a signature scent for a while. I think I've gone through more bottles of the Eau de Parfum of this technically, but if I were to pick one to be something that I wore more consecutive days in a row, and one that more typified my character at the time, this would be it. This is Guerlain L'Homme Idéal Eau de Toilette. So just kind of a really fresh, beautiful, creamy almond fragrance. It's basically, you know, kind of the DNA you get from the Eau de Parfum. If you've tried that, I feel like that one's a little bit more popular, minus the cherry note. So it doesn't have like that tart fruitiness. I don't think there's an incense note in here, which I think there is in the Eau de Parfum, but gotten a lot of compliments on this one. I definitely felt this matched my character at the time when I was a little bit younger. Now that I'm getting a little older, I think the L'Intense kind of more is my wheelhouse of a signature scent. But this was obviously, you know, getting pretty low on the bottle here. Something that I also brought with me on my honeymoon, and I had this Bluish Chanel and Givenchy Gentleman Cologne that I was carrying with me at the time. Yeah, beautiful stuff. Really grateful I got my hands on this one. It was actually by accident. I ordered a bottle of the cologne version of this, the yellow and white, the yellow juice white bottle, and they sent me this one by accident. They didn't actually have the cologne in stock. I thought I was getting a good price on it. Paid like 40 bucks. Got this one instead, but it was definitely a happy accident, and really glad that I got my hands on it. So that was one of my signature scents for a time. Moving on, this was also a signature scent of mine for a period of time. This is Taos 1920 The Origin. Wore this spring, fall, and winter pretty regularly for a long period. There is a cumin note in here that's a little bit off-putting to some. I know another YouTuber, Sana Parf, I'll link her channel down in the description below as well. She said she tried this one out, and the cumin was a little bit much. But this kind of sits in between Cartier Declaration Eau de Toilette and Cartier Declaration Parfum. This is an Eau de Parfum concentration. Daphne Bugay is the perfumer. But yeah, I just feel like this is a little bit more dressed down and casual version of Cartier Declaration Parfum. Still has that kind of cardamom sweetness, that very aromatic quality. I think there's some amber or ambroxan in here that gives it a little bit more of like a push. It makes it kind of more mass appealing if it weren't for the cumin note, which is like a culinary spice that kind of comes off as a BO vibe to some people. But yeah, this was something that I wore for a long time. I just felt like it was very versatile. It was kind of, like I said, wore it from spring, fall, and winter for about a year. Juice level getting pretty dangerously low. Don't know if I will get a backup bottle now that I have the Cartier Declaration Parfum, but like I said, I feel like this one is more casual, so there's a good probability I'm going to go ahead and get another bottle of this one. And it's a cheapie, so it was easy to kind of spray it rather liberally. So yeah, that was one of my signature scents for a time, Taos 1920 The Origin Eau de Parfum. And finally, what I would consider my current signature fragrance. I have a backup bottle of it, luckily, because it's been discontinued. So this is one that I kind of wear on first impressions, kind of to exude my personality off to people and kind of make an imprint, and then also something that I wear often when I go out to dinner with my wife. More of a dress-up, classy kind of fragrance, and that is Lalique Hommage à la L'Homme. So what you get here is like a western oud that provides a nice kind of dry woodiness, a really nice musky base, some saffron and black pepper to kind of add some unique spiciness, and then a really nice candied, almost gelatinous violet, like a gummy violet, and then the overall composition comes together to be a very nice velvety texture. And just a really unique fragrance, which is why I wanted to make it a signature of mine. because I know that not many other people are going to be wearing this one. Rarely was talked about in the fragrance community. I think Ashton at GenSense kind of put me onto this one. He's really the only reviewer that I've seen mention this one. I know Ramsey, he was recommending the Voyager flanker of this one also when he was doing like I think a Michelle Almerac portfolio review. I haven't smelled that one yet, but I definitely want to get my hands on it. That one's been discontinued for some time, so it's definitely up there in price. I think just the 50 mLs of that one are going for like 150, but this one is barely hanging on to stock. You can get it at Saks Off Fifth right now for like 50 bucks. Recently recommended this in my top 10 April fragrances, so there'll be a link to this in the description on that video if you want to go check this one out. But yeah, just something that I feel like exemplifies my personality in a fragrance scent profile at this point in time, and planning on having this be my signature scent for some time to come as well. So that was the last of my top 5 signature scents throughout the course of my fragrance journey. This is Hommage à l'Homme. And one honorable mention, something that I could also see being a signature scent if I had to get rid of everything else, is Creed's Royal Oud. You know, since I do spend so much on fragrances, if I was only buying one bottle like every year, that would be one I'd be happy to kind of key in on, and I feel like the scent profile on that is also very emblematic of my personality and just kind of like how I typify myself. And then also another honorable mention, I didn't grab the bottles, but is Bulgari Pour Homme Extreme, and I haven't had a lot of time to wear that one. I've worn it very briefly, but one reason why I mention it as an honorable mention for a signature fragrance of mine is I got a really unique compliment when I was wearing that, where the person said that whatever you're wearing, it is like it matches your personality. Like they literally just said that whatever you're wearing matches your personality very well, and you're carrying it extremely well. So that was just kind of another fragrance that I haven't had a lot of time with, but got a unique compliment like that. So something else to kind of you know, put into this video. So all right, and like I said, it's an open tag. I'd be interested in hearing some of what you have to what kind of signature scents you've worn throughout your own fragrance journey, especially if you're not a content creator. I'm sure you've got one now because you're not like reviewing all the time and you have some more time to spend with your fragrances. So let me know in the comment section down below, and I appreciate you sticking with me to the end of this video. I'll see you in the next one. Take care.